Hi! Okay, so this video is gonna be about my Philtrum piercing or Medusa piercing, whatever you want to call it. Oops, just scooted the computer. um, so, I just like to update you guys and tell you about my experience with each piercing kind of individually, because I know that when you're looking to get something, it's really helpful to be able to like go and kind of research and get personal experiences, you know, not just people telling you how it works to get something pierced. You want to like hear like, you know, how bad does it hurt or whatever, and what does it feel like afterwards, that kind of thing. So, you know, that's why I do these kind of things, just for someone's benefit. So anyway, I've had my Philtrum pierced now for probably a couple months, I guess. I don't remember exactly when it was that I got it, but at this point it's pretty much healed. Yeah, I mean it's you know, it's healed. So and I have new jewelry. This is not what I got pierced with. Originally it was a much bigger bar on the labret or labret or whatever you want to call it, and and the stone or gem or whatever was a lot bigger, and I just didn't like that. It was just kind of like too much going on the face. So I got this little turquoise thing. I don't think it's real turquoise, but it's just like, you know, it's just kind of like a little stone. I want to say I got it from like eBay or Amazon or one of those places. I was honestly just kind of looking for a more comfortable bar. The other one was too big, and at that point it was kind of like scraping against my teeth and gums. So it was just kind of like, what can I find that would be quick and cheap and that sort of thing. So I just, you know, you can always find like kind of inexpensive body jewelry online. So I think it was from eBay, but I'm not totally sure. Just, you know, if you're interested, I can try to find it for you. But anyway, at this point, it doesn't bother me. I hardly notice it. It very rarely, maybe like if I'm saying some weird word that requires weird mouth movements, it might kind of like scrape against my teeth a little bit. But I was really always very concerned. Before I got the piercing, I was thinking like it's gonna be like scraping against my teeth, and then like eventually I'm just gonna have like really gross, like messed up teeth or something. It's totally not like that. Oral piercings do something called nesting, which is where they kind of sink into your lip, and it sounds weird and it feels weird and it's kind of concerning at first, but you kind of just realize that it's supposed to do that. I mean, obviously you don't want it to sink completely into your lip. Like if your lip is closing up around the jewelry, then, you know, it's too small, it's too tight, you probably need to like see your piercer and get it changed. But to a certain extent, you do want the disc on the back of the labret to kind of sink into your lip. That's a comfortable place for it to be. That way you don't really feel it moving around in your mouth or scraping your teeth or anything, and you know, it's just kind of out of the way. But obviously you don't want it to be irritated. For me, the healing process was pretty annoying and irritating, probably more so than any of my other piercings. I think just because it was an oral piercing, and that's just one of those ones where you're gonna have a lot of swelling, and it's gonna get kind of angry and unhappy when you eat and when you know, are moving your mouth around a lot. So, I mean, it just, for me, it was not a super pleasant healing experience. It was kind of irritated and swollen, more so than I would have liked for it to be, and longer than I would have liked for it to be. But, you know, at the end of the day, if it's something you want, it's worth it. It does go away after like a week or so. So, you know, that's something to think about. It definitely was pretty annoying at first. I really didn't think it was going to swell that much because with my vertical abrade, I had like very little to no swelling. But with this one, it just super puffed up and was like swelling around the jewelry, and I was like, oh my god, like I really did think I was gonna have to go get it changed. I've never had to do that. I've always been like totally fine after I get pierced. I just go home and let it hang out and it's fine. But I was really worried about it. It was very swollen. It was very irritated. It kind of felt like the disc was like cutting into my lip. I probably could have and maybe should have gotten it changed, but I thought I would just wait it out. You know, I used a lot of ice. I had a lot of like popsicles and ice cream and that sort of thing, and you know, now it's fine, obviously. But you do want to make sure that your lip is not actually trying to eat the jewelry. Don't let that happen, because then it's not fun. I've had that happen to friends with like belly button piercings and other like surface piercings and stuff. And if your skin swallows something, it has to be removed, obviously, and that's just not fun for anyone involved. So don't let that happen, but do keep in mind that it is supposed to kind of sink into your lip to a certain extent. That's called nesting, and that's fine. I'll even try to show you what mine looks like now. And this is going to be like really awkward. You can see there's a little kind of like dark circle around it where it goes into my lip. See how it disappears? And boom, there it is. So it's not rubbing against my gums, it's not rubbing against my teeth. It's kind of got its own little pocket. And it's kind of weird. It does take some getting used to. When you first like kind of notice it doing that, you're like, ooh, that's a little weird. But it's okay. That's just kind of part of it. If that bothers you, then, you know, don't get that piercing. For me, I was always really freaked out by oral piercings. I didn't want anything that actually went into my mouth. That's why when I got the vertical abrade, it didn't bother me because it was on the outside of my lip. It didn't go into my mouth at all. But my friends always told me I would look really good with a Philtrum piercing, and I just wanted something new and different, so I finally did it. Like I said, the healing process was a little annoying at first, but now I'm glad I did it. I think it looks good, and I like it, and it's you know, fun. Sorry, I keep moving the computer around. But yeah, it was a pretty unpleasant piercing for me. I don't know why. Just, you know, I didn't like getting it done. Didn't like how it was healing up the first few days. It was definitely pretty unpleasant. Not like excruciatingly painful, but just kind of like just irritating. Just kind of, it just sort of bothered me. I don't know why. But everyone's different. You know, some people say, you know, oh, the septum's the worst piercing in the world. I cried like a bitch when I got my septum done. And for me, that was completely painless. The second time I got it done. The first time it was very painful. So it really just depends. You know, it depends on where you're being pierced and how you're being pierced and how you take care of the piercing afterward. So, you know, I don't ever try to discourage someone from getting something done just because it hurt for me. But for me, yeah, it was a painful piercing. He did it from the inside out, which was a little weird, and I didn't really care for that. But I guess that's the way you're supposed to do it. I don't know. I don't ever like question the piercer. I'm like, okay, you know what you're doing. But you know, yeah, it was kind of painful, and it hurt when he put the jewelry in, and it hurt the next few days when it was really swollen. But you know, now it's fine. So it just depends. Do you want it enough? You know, how high is your pain tolerance? That kind of thing. If you want it, go for it. You know, it's not that bad. But anyway, as far as taking care of it, just, you know, as with most piercings, it's not super complicated. You know, keep it fairly clean. You know, clean the little crusts off with a Q-tip or whatever. Use salt water. Clean it out. You know, like do like a saltwater soak. Kind of flush the germs and stuff out every now and then, or don't, whatever. It's just, it's, you know, it's how you want to take care of it. It's your body, you know, but for me, I just kind of like, you know, kept it clean. I wasn't like super anal about it. I just kind of, you know, cleaned it off every now and then. Tried not to mess with it too much. Although, I have to say, it's really tempting when you have a really long bar with like extra space on it. For some reason, I always liked to hook it on my teeth, like that. And then it looks like you don't have any teeth. It's really goofy, but it's really fun. I had to keep myself from doing that. But yeah, it's really not that complicated to take care of. I'm trying to think about any other important information, but I really can't think of anything. It's a pretty simple piercing. You definitely have a lot of swelling. It's not something you would want to like get done and then go on like a date the next day or something, you know. Don't get it if you're gonna go like to a photo shoot or something where you need to look good, because you will look like, you know, Angelina Jolie for the next couple days. Or worse than that, you know, her lips are actually nice. You're gonna look like you got like bad Botox or something. It's very ridiculous. I thought, since like I said, my bottom lip didn't swell when I got it pierced, I was like, oh, I'll be fine. No, it swelled up. I looked like a duck. I felt really ugly when I went out in public. It was kind of ridiculous, but you know, just a suggestion. I wouldn't get it done if you have like a wedding to go to or something like that, but whatever, again, it's your choice. But yeah, overall I'm very happy with the piercing. It's turned out nice. I like it. I don't love it for some reason. Like when I got it, I thought I would like be more into it, but everyone says it looks really good. You know, for me, it's not a big deal. I don't know why. I'm not like thrilled with it. I'm probably not going to take it out anytime soon, but I don't know. It's not my favorite. Like if someone said you can only keep like one piercing, I'd probably keep like my septum or something, you know, like I don't know. I could lose it if I had to, but whatever. I'm so like nonchalant about it. But anyway, yeah, that's my experience with it. And if you have any questions, as always, just comment, and I usually respond if I read it anytime soon. So yeah, just comment if you have any questions or let me know what you think or whatever, and I will see you in my next video.